I feel like with where I'm at in this return to sport, the best thing I can do is get as strong as I possibly can. There's also just this constant balancing act of figuring out how far my body can go before it needs a rest. So we continue to double down on the things that matter most, such as faith, family, recovery, nutrition, time with friends, and make sure that none of these things are neglected in the process of building back into the sport. One of the biggest things I'm working on right now is not putting all my eggs in one basket, but striving for balance in every way that I can. From this balance stems the ability to create and perform at my best. Strong and balanced is the approach right now.
I feel like I just ran a race.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah.
These last two were an absolute drive.
Strong reds. Gotta start every morning with the strong reds and strong greens from BPN. Alright, so today the plan is to go to the gym. I'm going to do a little bit of strength work and some cross training because the Achilles is still a little bit flared up. I was able to get a lot of that inflammation down yesterday and it feels a lot better today. Like I don't feel it walking around at all. Like I've been able to really manage it, but for now it's kind of like, okay, let me go take a cross training day, let my body reset and do some additional strength work on top of that so I can get back to 100% healthy. So that's what we're going to do today. Today's Thursday. And it's been like 4 days since the long run and I still feel like all right. Like the tibia feels good. I feel like if I wanted to go run today I could, but it's just, I know it's just gonna keep kind of inflaming that Achilles and I don't really want to mess with that. So for now we're just gonna sip on some coffee, go over to the gym in a few minutes and get a good workout in. This morning we just did an easy session on the spin bike. It wasn't anything that was crazy. Like I wanted to get some strength work in, but I think I'm just gonna go back later and do a little bit of strength. Yesterday with the team we worked a specific type of muscle group in the weight room, and so today I kind of want to go back and work some other muscle groups. Mainly just legs is what I'm focusing on, but the different muscle groups of the legs. And yeah, so we're gonna come back for a strength session later. I gotta get to class in the next like 5 minutes. So I'm trying to get my shoes on, it sucks, and everything. But the spin this morning was just 30 minutes easy, nothing too crazy, just a little bit of cardio to get the system feeling all right, and just hopefully can get back into maybe doing a workout tomorrow or the next day. So I will see you guys in a little while. I'm gonna go to class. We're gonna do a little bit of flight, a little bit of BPM pre-workout before this one, probably about a half scoop, but
So for this strength session today, we did 4x10 goblet squats, 4x5 each Bulgarian split squats, 4x5 each single leg RDLs, 3x8 pull-ups, 3x10 push-ups, and 2x5 each the Parsons, which comes from Sam Parsons. He's a legend, and he kind of came up with this one. I don't know where it actually came from, but it's kind of this rotational thing that you're seeing right here. Definitely went pretty heavy on the weights today, just trying to add in as much strength work as I can at this stage of my training and in the build. And I just want to get as strong as possible just to prevent injuries in the future and hopefully just come back even stronger than I was before.
Miss Powers cooked this lovely meal while I was doing homework. And so I'm ready to feast. I just dropped that piece of broccoli.
Dark milk pretzel
It's a bunch of chocolate. I feel like I'm gonna love this. So good.
Sorry, it's been a good day. I am headed back to the dorm right now. The plan right now is to wake up at around 6 a.m. tomorrow, go get in a good run, like kind of a tempo workout over at like a 1 mile loop that we usually run. And I'm gonna get some film there. We're gonna see just kind of what we can do for probably like, may try to go for a 5 mile tempo, something like that. Just 5 miles of straight tempo work and maybe like 5:40 cutting down to 5:15. Just see kind of what it feels like. Throw on some carbon plates and just roll. Alright, so it's Friday morning and the goal right now is to get out here and see if we can do about a 5 mile tempo. It's gonna depend on how the legs are feeling, but that's where we sit right now.
Hello, Miss Powers.
Hello.
Mary Grace is gonna help us film today.
Almost 10 minutes at this point. So you have class at 9? New Balance sent me these new carbon shoes. These are like the new ones they came out with. These are the Super Comp, New Balance Super Comp Elites. And I'm gonna test them out for this tempo today. We did a 2-mile warm up over here. We went 6:45, 5:45. And now we're just gonna see if we can get out here and just do like a steady 5-mile tempo, probably starting at 5:45 to 5:50 and then cutting down to maybe 5:20, possibly.
When he
But
says we, he means
it's gonna depend on what I feel like, but that's kind of the goal for now. Miles, 5:27. Move a little faster.
do you breathe a little bit?
Oh yeah. I feel like I just ran a race.
Yeah, I bet.
Smooth for the first 3 miles.
Yeah,
Last 2 were an absolute grind. I went 5:13, 5:06.
I bet they were. The first 2 were a grind for me. First one was a breeze.
Yeah.
Second one wasn't.
That was incredible. It was a good run. Oh man,
How was
this
the shoes?
shoes felt incredible. I was happy with them. They
Forgot you had them on.
Yeah, I was just glad I had them on, honestly. I don't know if I forgot because my legs are just tired, but I was just happy to have a little bit of carbon under my feet.
Everything actually is made of carbon, so you always have carbon under your feet.
Word. All right, let's talk about that 5-mile run because that was crazy and I didn't even know that I was gonna be in that type of shape at this point. I feel like the cross training I was doing whenever I was injured is like kind of showing the yield for now, and also the strength work that I'm doing now as I'm kind of building back in is allowing me to get stronger while also continuing to build some mileage, and that was just kind of that first real sign, as well as the long run I had in the last video. And it just feels like I'm really moving forward with this injury, and hopefully I can be back for outdoor. As of now, like I don't know what the rest of the outdoor season looks like. I think I'm gonna try to race a 5K this weekend. The team is having a 5K coming up, and so that will be probably this upcoming Saturday, maybe Saturday morning. I'll try to hop in. Everyone on the team, for the most part, everyone on the distance side does the 5K to some extent. Some people just pace it, but some people actually race it. And so I'll probably try to hop into that and just see what I can do for a 5K. And I don't know what it's gonna look like. I'm just gonna kind of try to go out there and have some fun and run what I can. I mean, I would say we had a really successful week, being able to start off that Sunday with a long run and then coming back on Friday and doing that tempo run. I just feel really good right now, and I'm super excited about what the rest of this build has, and the potential of like getting back in outdoor season and running a 1500 and 800, maybe some 5Ks, and just getting back into some sort of racing again is super exciting. But another thing I've been thinking about lately is just this concept of like creating art versus creating stuff for the algorithm. And I feel like a lot of people nowadays are trying to just create content for the algorithm instead of creating art. And as you move away from art, the platform loses a lot of authenticity. I just remember watching creators who were kind of just creating for the fun of it. It wasn't really any algorithmic perspective on it. And now it seems like everything is algorithm based. It seems like you're trying to make a video that has a certain amount of retention for this amount of time, and like that's really cool and all, but at some point it has to be artistic. There has to be that uniqueness to it. There has to be something about it. Unless you're like Mr. Beast, who's trying to build an entire business empire off of this idea, then I feel like the artistic side of things actually adds more value to a community than trying to hack the algorithm, because what we end up getting are these carbon copies of these Mr. Beast type videos, and it just kind of ruins the platform as a whole. But I want to be that side of things that has good storytelling and good art, and it's something that people watch and they're like, oh, that was awesome. Like, I really liked the story. I liked how that video was put together. I liked everything about that. And so just a thought I kind of had earlier this week. I've been thinking about it a lot recently. So thank you for tuning into this video. Hoping to get some more out pretty soon, and I'll see you guys later.